right, sweet. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on? Welcome back to Kickin' It With. My name is Zac Holcomb. Today, on episode 46 of the show, we've got back one of, well, I would just say it, the most watched guests we've ever had on the show. Dun, 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 dun.
Bam.
Pete Fantini. You might know him. If you don't, you're about to. What's going on, dude? Welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. I love being here. Last time we touched a whole lot of subjects, and
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Ready to go?
Ready.
Got you dressed down today.
Dressed
got you hip
down.
to the thing. That was the first time we'd ever met. So if you didn't know, he walked in the door. We'd never met before, and he was looking good, looking dapper.
I said,
Kind of
man,
had some
I'm
video
gonna
issues.
I'm gonna be on a podcast. I need to dress up.
Yeah, there's gonna be a camera. No, this is the way. Yeah. You showed up. I'm like standing there in a hoodie. I was like, hey, welcome. What's going on? You're like, dang it. I didn't need to put this shirt on, but no, man. So welcome back. Love to have you. You just came back from a little conference, right?
Yeah. So I did the North Carolina Rural Summit, and rural. Kinston is considered rural. It's not suburban.
Yeah.
So lots of information that hasn't been tapped into, even from this area.
Mm-hmm.
I say unfortunately, I didn't see one representative from this area up there.
Was it just you?
Yeah, it was just me. And,
Oh,
and I'll be honest, the information that came out of that was, talking about grants and talking about how rural areas are more important to the North Carolina legislature and this group than urban areas, because urban areas are striving.
Yeah, they're doing.
You got Raleigh and the Triangle area and Charlotte and all those areas, and they're striving. And you've got Lenore County, and we are considered low poverty. Yeah. We've got issues throughout the county that are trying to be fixed, but you can't fix problems without funding.
Yeah, it takes cash, man.
And these people, man, they are locked on to helping. There's a group out of Raleigh that predominantly use Lenore and Duplin County cattle farmers.
Oh, really?
For meat processing and from farm to table, because some of the chefs, all they want is local meat.
Yeah,
and they're doing it, and they're only using rural areas, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So lots of information that came out of that, and it was I kept getting invited to some of their other summits and leadership programs. So I'm just going to continue to go.
Yeah, keep hitting them up, man. Well, that's a great way to network with other people in different positions in different cities and all that stuff that have already gone through the trouble and the hard work of figuring out the solutions to problems. And usually those people are in those positions because they like helping people. So them helping you do the same thing for your town is magnifying their impact in the world.
Well, that was what amazing is that, they set this whole thing up on an app.
Oh,
and
cool.
This app showed you everything, because there were only so much time in the 2 days, but they had multiple, drivers, is what they called it, important problems that are being had in rural areas. They call them drivers. And you can only sign up for one each hour, and there were 5.
Yeah, you want
But
all of them.
every one of them now are on that app.
Oh, yeah, they put the
to.
slides back up. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the best way to do a conference.
And you can listen to the speakers.
Oh,
so they
no
videoed
doubt.
it, so you could listen to the speakers. So when I say that I went, obviously I'm a representative down in Pink Hill, but Lenore County is my home.
Yeah.
So I want to bring it to, Kinston area, LaGrange, all that information to help them prosper as well. Mm-hmm. But it was just, like you said, the networking was ridiculous.
Yeah.
People, and it's funny because I've had a couple of people, the first night was a social, and they were like, we know you. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, we saw you on a couple, on the news, on a YouTube and TikTok and actually the podcast too.
On a Smoking Out podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
So, it kind of helped me get in the door. I'm never afraid to talk to people, but it kind of helped out. You're talking, there's some big players up there. And then there's small town, my size town people.
Yeah.
That were from Western North Carolina that were up there, just trying to find the same information. How do we make this place prosper? How do we make it grow? How do we make it catch up to the rest of the counties in this city, in the state? So crazy.
That's sweet.
And I can't say that my town knew I went as of yet.
Yeah.
But
a little recon mission, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we got to do stuff, you know what I mean?
It gives you a seat at the table. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's important to have representation at those things. Like, sometimes it can be a budget thing or this and that. Like, I've talked about it here in Kinston of, like, sending representatives from this town to these events. And they're like, well, we got the travel budget and this and that. Like, I understand budgets. Trust me, I get it. Run companies, need to make money. Need to have it to spend. I mean, full disclosure, I just skipped going to like the biggest 3D printing conference in the world every year called AMUG. It's this week, and I skipped it because I'm trying to get this stuff done upstairs, and money's a little tight, so it just kind of made sense to skip it. But like, those events are very big. Like having a seat at the table, having someone there, having a badge with your name on it, with your town, that stuff matters for your city. It makes your city much more valuable. It makes people understand that you care about your town.
Well, it puts you on the map.
Exactly.
Right? Like people are like, what's I say, Pink Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pink Hill, North Carolina.
They're like, oh, the tie.
Yeah. Pink Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were, it was kind of very interesting to hear, and Roy Cooper made it there.
Oh, nice.
And gave a speech and to find out that there's like $215 billion for, failing infrastructure for our rural areas, not for our urban, but for our rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
You're
talking earmarked,
right,
ready to go.
Water,
yep.
Those kind of things, some roads, and we're not tapping into that. Why? We're just not getting out there.
Yeah, just
not researching it.
Yeah, just ignorant in the actual tense of the word. You don't know about things if you don't go to these things. Like, they're there to help.
And I think sometimes we're afraid to contact our representatives, and we shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's not. You're not asking for personal help. You're like, hey, I need actual help for everyone in this situation, all the constituents.
And that's what they said. They were like, please listen. Even if you think you're going to get a wrong answer, or don't assume that one of your representatives is going to say, you know what, no.
Yeah. What's the worst case scenario if they do say no?
You're back where you were. No big.
And by the way, I'm a big fan. No is the second best answer.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 is yes. 2 is no. And then everything after that is like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather
I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. It's like, hey, you can come to my party on Saturday? Well, I don't know. I got this going. Just tell me no. It's the second best answer.
Or I got to ask the boss lady. Something like that,
Yeah, that's a solid third is I need to talk to my significant other. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fair. Yeah, so 4 on down are really crappy.
Got it, yeah.
That's funny.
No, it was great. I had a lot of fun. It was exhausting because, and I was telling earlier, me and my son had drove to Florida.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
So we went Friday night after he got off work, 6 o'clock, drove straight through to Florida, 700 miles to go pick up some boat motors. And let me tell you, people, Marketplace, I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Get down there, and these are nothing like I'm almost positive the photos weren't what he described. And we sat there all day to have him try to start one of these motors. And I'm like, man, you know what? I'm okay going back empty-handed.
Yeah, it's a sign at that point.
So we made it back by midnight Saturday night.
That's
on a positive note, like we made it back Sunday because we had an obligation, and there's an amazing group in Pink Hill that's getting stuff together and trying to break the lines of diversity and culture and geographics, and they're called Community Connection.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So they had a potluck on Sunday, and the family went, and it was open to everybody, family, kids, doesn't matter. So I'm looking for a little more of that. I'd love the Community Connection to be involved in all areas of Lenore County.
Yeah.
Because, listen, we have areas of our county that aren't being reached.
True.
They're represented, but they're not being reached.
Yeah, there's a lot of like areas that are very like in between other areas, and no one really seems to care about them too much, especially
Absolutely.
from like
like our lane communities of the municipalities.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like again, the last 2 days, man, one of their biggest things was broadband.
Oh yeah, I saw that slide that you shared too. That looked really cool.
Crazy.
It makes a lot of sense because without, dude, like that's internet is the most important freaking thing right now. If you're a kid or like you're growing up and you don't have access to the internet at your house, oh, you can't play Fortnite. No, that's a stupid. That's the dumbest. Even if you are playing Fortnite, it's better than sitting in your house alone and not talking to anyone outside of those walls. Because you're still learning how to communicate, you're learning how to interact with people, you're learning how to talk with people at a rate of speed that's higher than your surrounding area geographically.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on games?
Oh, yeah.
People in say, you know this.
I play Call of Duty, man.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I play Call of Duty at 48 years old.
I like that. Yeah. Are you pretty good? What's your KD?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's how bad I am.
Your son knows.
I'm awful.
Well, that's good, man.
I'm good in person, but don't put me on a game.
Yeah. And side note, just personal question: are you a sniper or are you a run and gun guy?
Run and gun.
Yeah, dude. Why not? It's free lives.
I'm not gonna sit back there.
I don't have time for that.
And plus, it's just not the same. My son's like, don't get on mine. Don't run my
KD down. KD is kill death ratio for those of you that don't play video games in the shooter world. But yeah, for all those nerds like us.
Yeah, KD. Totally not allowed to play it in my house. That's why I have a shop outside.
Yeah.
And I play it up there.
Like high quality headset is very important. People are like, oh, how do you spend $300 on a headset? And I'm like, you have a baby, but you're addicted.
Mine's from Walmart. Just letting you know. That's probably why my KD is not up.
Yeah, you got that Turtle Beach game going.
So, but and we talk about that broadband. Like, there's still places in Duplin and Lenore where kids don't have access for schoolwork.
Yes,
we're in 2023. We're at 2023, and we've got families that don't. And again, I get it. Some of those families may not be able to afford it, right? Mm-hmm. But how are we not making broadband affordable?
Yeah.
Also, and I know this is going to be a very, 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 very painful, topic for some people down where we are, but we have a broadband company in our town, right? And the push from North Carolina, even from Roy Cooper, is let's get these companies rolling.
Yeah.
Man, hey, that speaks to my heart, right? Like, so Eastern Carolina Broadband sits down there in Pink Hill and pays taxes to Pink Hill.
Oh, snap.
Like in the center of town.
Yeah. Serious revenue opportunity right there for the town. A teeny tiny town, too.
But we're not. So our town I have great internet spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I guess I say as a representative, they're like, man, why do you care? The town, inside town limits has it, but my community outside is what makes that town grow. And prosper. Like I said before, people aren't coming in the city limits to buy from Johnny D. Shepherd's only or the boutiques. They're coming from everywhere, and we want them to come from everywhere. Yep. So we need to be able to support them. Let's get them the broadband they need. Right?
Hard to take credit card payments when it's like, oh, I'd love to take your $108.53 right now, but I can't because my internet's not going to let me swipe the card. Like,
same thing like your farmers, man. They need it.
Yep.
So let's get it to them. What's the cost?
Yeah.
Swallow a little pride? Mm-hmm. You don't like somebody? I don't care. It's business. Yeah. If you do not start running these towns as a business,
dude, I'm telling you,
they're going to fail. Yeah. I gave you the example. LaGrange is knocking it out of the park.
They're killing it.
Knocking it out of the park?
Yep.
They understand that their economic growth has to happen. It has to happen.
Yeah, well, they're quickly becoming like a suburb of Goldsboro.
Yeah.
And
well, it doesn't hurt that they have an Air Force base.
There's cash flow over there.
But everybody can tap into that. I mean, like I said, Kinston is in the middle. You're coming from Greenville, you're going through Kinston.
You have to. Yep.
You're coming from Greenville to go to 40, you're going through Pink Hill.
Yep.
Let's trap it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, throw the net out there, man, and catch them coming.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like, I make 2 steps forward and get 5 steps knocked back.
Yeah. That's life.
It's cool. It's cool. Because the thing is like my wife, she's like, when are you done? When are you going to be done? And she's like, I know you're going to get burnt. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm good. And I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to throw it in yet.
No.
Resistance is okay.
Yeah.
Like I said before, there's not a darn thing that town could do to me that hasn't been done to me.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, someone's got to be the sacrificial lamb for change at a certain point. So it's better be someone with some thick skin and someone that's willing to be out there and be like, yeah, go ahead, run my name through the mud. It's whatever. I don't really care. Shut up. And I'm just going to keep doing it anyway. I mean, those people don't come around too often. So it's, I don't know. I fight that stuff too, man. Like, and I get it. My dad freaking hates anything political because his dad was like real big into it. And so he gets like super pissed at me anytime I'm like, thinking about doing this. Like when I ran for mayor, my dad was like, "You're an idiot." He's like, "Why? What do you gain?" And I'm like, I think I can make a difference. I want to do that. And he's like, "Yeah, but like people are gonna hate you and this and that." I was like, people, that's fine. I don't really care. Like it's whatever.
The right people won't hate you.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. Like
the people that generally will hate you, 40% of them hate everyone.
Right.
So you're really only dealing with 6 out of 10 people that are persuadable.
Yeah. And that was the same thing. Like when I did, do this commissioner thing, a lot of my close friends were like, "You're retired, man. You got the life.
Yeah,
what are you
just
doing?"
Chill, dude.
Like, nah, man, I got to do something.
They're like, "Oh, Pete's really bored. Look at him. He's picking controversy over peace."
And that's the thing. Like they're all like, and God bless them. I hate to say it, but they're like, "Man, you're so controversial, Pete." I'm like, yeah. Don't give me anything to be controversial about.
What's the big deal?
Right?
Yeah.
So we can work through things. Let's sit down and talk about these things. But in the absence of communication, you get controversy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I do like a lot of people do that too. Like, and this is completely unrelated, but just like the world of emails and text and social media posts, as opposed to like this will happen all the time. And I'm guilty of it as much as anybody too. Like we all do it, but like I'll hear like a whole thing, and I'll be like, "Oh man," you hear someone's side of a story, and you're like, "Have you called them?"
Yeah.
Maybe you like picked up the phone and like dialed their number and like hit send and then waited for them to answer and then be like, "Hey man, I just wanted to talk to you." Because like we can send messages back and forth all day long, but like you can't really catch the inflection in my voice of like how I actually mean those words.
Yeah.
You just want to talk about it? You just want to chat? Like it'll take like 10 minutes? Nobody does that. Why does no one do that anymore? I don't understand. It can be, a lot of things can be skipped over if you just would talk about it.
We lost that because social media.
Yeah.
Like you can get on and
Send.
Send. So I heard a great thing the other day, and there's a couple things I heard, but one of those was type it out and hit backspace.
Yeah.
Just hit backspace.
Yeah, you can still say, you feel like you said it.
You said it in your heart, you felt it, pick up the phone, call that person.
Yep.
So I haven't been very, I post things on social media, on my page. I'm trying so much not to be engaged with people that are negative, right? So it's your opinion, do your thing.
Yeah,
if you don't like me, I'm cool. So the only one that's taught me that was my wife. She's like, you got it. Just don't engage. Let them talk the way they want to talk.
Yep.
And it may not work out, but the better part is you're not going back and forth with them. Right. Because I don't want to be that keyboard mafia guy, right?
Yeah.
Because they're out there and they love it. They strive on it, man.
Yep.
And we go to the, when you start thinking about social media, it's an enemy and a gift. Mm-hmm. Because, man, we get a lot done on social media.
Yeah, it is good, too.
But, if you don't have a care in the world, if you're just, Joe Schmo that's looking for someone to engage with, you can rile some people up.
Yeah, you can find a sucker. You can find a biter for any lure, or lure, sorry, southern lure.
I think the funny thing is people that block people.
Yeah.
Like, man, why?
I might my block policy is this. If you are so mad at me that you are going down my profile and writing something on every single post, like nonstop for like 40 minutes, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grant you the cool off time.
Yeah.
But I'll come back and unblock you in like 7 days. Like I'll just put you in timeout.
Right.
I don't execute you.
Right.
I want you to come back because I genuinely do want the opinion.
Yeah.
But like when you rage out on your opinion and you're like going down every post and putting like some craziness. Yeah.
Negative.
It's like, all right, cool. Like you're just going to go in timeout, but I will bring you back.
I can deal with negative.
I want you to come back.
I can deal with the negative.
Yeah.
What I can't deal with is unfactual
Yeah, like blackout slander.
If you're at the point where you're talking in front of people and you have to make up something to cover what you made up to begin with, man, I lose faith in you like that. You know?
Right now.
So, well, it's odd.
Yeah, gotta love people, man. Gotta love it. It's one. My father-in-law used to always tell me this, and I don't know. I was like, I never really understood it on the level that I should have, but he'd always say, like, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. And I was like, damn. And then, like, more and more, I say it all the time.
Well, because you understand it, right?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, I'm like, dang, Jeff, you had it.
You know, and people are like, man, you know, and we'll go back, and obviously it's no secret. It is quite apparent that, you know, the new mayor of Pink Hill isn't a fan of mine. She just doesn't like me, and she would just as well have me silenced and just do a 30-minute meeting and
roll out.
Yeah, and so what I say is, like, I have asked to sit down and talk and do that because I love this thing. Someone said it's really hard to hate someone in person.
Yeah, it really is.
Right. So you can hate somebody over an email, and you can hate somebody even in a board meeting because you're not really personal there, over a phone call, whatever. But when you're face to face, man, you got to kind of talk some things out. So I love that. It's really hard to hate somebody in person, and that's all I'm like. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I don't want to hate anybody.
Right.
Man, I have strong feelings.
Yeah. It's not not to say that it's easy, but it is a goal, you know.
No, man, it's not. Like, I got to go home at night and go, all right, Pete, calm down. You can do this, but what's the benefit?
Yep.
Are you really going to benefit from blasting this?
Yep.
And I know, like, I am controversial, and I kind of love being controversial.
Yeah.
Just don't give me a reason to be.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't, you know. But there's so many things that people are just okay with that aren't okay.
Yeah.
You know, and you go back to the same thing here in Kinston that we deal with down there. What is there for kids to do here? What are we giving our youth? You know, I love what they did at Pearson Park, right?
Yeah, very cool.
Awesome. But that's a certain age group. Now, how about that next age group? What are we looking at for them? You know, like down there in Pink Hill, opening up pickleball courts and trying to redo basketball courts. We're redoing the park. So, you know, which...
Yeah, I saw there's a whole fiasco as well.
My
It's
gosh.
craziness.
Like, cool. Like, I don't need your recognition.
Yeah.
The end result is let's get it done. But if you're going to get on there and go, I researched and did this, man, and you're going to give credit to some.
The fact that I'm not even down there and you can literally watch it all happen and you're just like, you can almost predict the way that things are going to be spun or the way they're going to be put. And it's like, this is horrible, but it's like watching your parents and grandparents getting on social media. And it's like, oh, you thought that you could just get on here in this new way of things and then do it the old guard way and think that no one's going to catch that. Like, that's a bunch of crap. Like, it's so interesting. It's like, oh, they're jumping on for the first time. And you're like, no. This is actually welcome to the real town square. Social media. We don't play the BS game because we've been on here doing it since like 2008 now. Well, maybe here to 2012, but like that's still a decade of the towns being very on the social media. People have figured it out when you're BSing and you're crapping and you're just like shooting stuff from the hip.
I would
kind
have
of
loved,
crazy.
It would have been great just to see a post that goes, you know what? The park is just about done. We're all working together to get this done. And as soon as it is, since I did close the park, I will reopen the park.
Yeah.
You know, great. Give accolades to the, you know, Community Connection was out there cleaning up and a bunch of civilians were out there cleaning up. Give it to them.
Yep.
And I'm cool with not.
The way that it could have been so much more positive, but it was what I like to say, it was written in backhand.
Yeah. And I think there were enough people that I didn't need to. They
you don't even have to say it because and you can see that like people are like, oh, that was like kind of interesting. Like, why do you have to? And it's like it's just something I like to call like it's written in backhand. It was written eloquently to do this as it came across the page, and it's like why? Like people aren't stupid. People aren't as dumb as they used to be, like, because we're, and that's one of the positives of social media. We're intaking information and conversation at an alarming rate compared historically to other human beings.
Right.
We're in so many more conversations now. We're understanding and maybe not understanding. We're interpreting, and whether it's right or wrong, but we're hearing conversations and communication at an alarming rate compared to our grandparents.
Right.
They might get on the phone when they get home and talk to one or two people and then watch some show.
Yeah, but it's that flip phone.
Yeah, no, ring, 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 ring. But now it's like,
I mean, I had one of those. Dating it, but I had one.
Have you seen the funny thing where it's like showing kids and they like, prehistoric cell phone and the kids and they're like, how do you even, like, they don't even know that it's a ring around or rotary. Yeah,
I'll teach them.
So funny. I love that. Yeah, we need to do the rotary cell phone.
That would be. I mean, I could do it. Yeah. I remember when you had to like hit the button 3 times just to get a letter for a text.
Dude, I know you're like.
I wasn't as quick though, man. I watch people and they're like.
Well,
they don't even look.
Yeah, and they had the worst words to type too, like typing mom.
Yeah, there was no abbreviations.
Well, you had to be like 6. Wait for it. 6666. Because it's all in the same letter, it's like, oh my god, or the same number. You're like, what the heck, dude?
Well, it's the same thing today. Like, even on my phone, it's 12, whatever. Mm-hmm. I still can't do what they do. Like, they're like looking all over the place, and they're.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like the people that still type on the real keyboards like this.
Hey.
Oh, dude, really cool project, actually. This is a little sidebar. There's a new keyboard that's out where you can, it just has 10 entries for the whole keyboard. Huh. And it chords based on what you enter with AI on what you're probably going to say. It's almost like predictive text mixed with 10 inputs because this dude's figured out that, like, most words don't have most letters, so it doesn't matter. So as long as you enter the letters that are important in that word, because that word's so rare that it has a Z or a D or like whatever it would be, that they can probably just predictively text it for you. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, I'll say if you get an email from me and it's long, I probably dictated it.
Yeah?
I probably spoke to it.
Oh, so that's your voice to text? Yeah. I got you. Have you used ChatGPT yet?
No.
So ChatGPT is like AI text stuff. So you can have like a conversation with the computer and it will spit stuff back at you and it writes it completely.
Yeah.
If you've gotten, if you receive anything to me in paragraphs,
it's from that.
It's from ChatGPT. Dude, the amount of proposals I've written in the last week, I've written a whole website for Additive America with tons of background information on all the different technologies of 3D printing and all this crazy stuff. All ChatGPT. Just type it in. If it gives you an answer and you're like, I don't really know, rewrite this with a little more emphasis on this. And it'll rewrite the whole thing again for you very similarly, but it'll actually apply those changes to you. So we had it write a framework for a course on an introduction to additive manufacturing. I was like, oh, that's really, it wrote the whole framework for the whole thing. I was like, that's freaking awesome. It took like 2 minutes. And then I was like, rewrite this a little more kid-friendly. And it rewrote the whole thing again in like less than a minute. And it was a whole framework of the same course, but for kids.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God.
I have to look that up.
It's crazy cool.
Most people get an email from me that says, I really appreciate your input. Thank you. Respectfully, Pete.
Well, at least you can just copy and paste that one. That's really easy. No AI needed.
But
thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, and so totally off all that. Like, I'm watching what's going on around here.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that unicorn thing?
Oh, the unicorn, yeah. So if you don't know, we've been doing some silicone ice cube trays for big rocks for bourbon drinkers and mixed drinkers of all the kind. Got the big F mold over here for Fantini, of course. So we've got a whole bunch of them that have like your monogram letter or whatever. We know it's real big around here. But yeah, I got a new one coming out with basically you get 4 ice cubes with unicorns on them because there's a unicorn on the Kinston seal, the city seal. Yeah, why, you may ask?
Tell me what that's about, because I'm confused.
So why would a little tiny town in eastern North Carolina potentially feel like a unicorn represents the people of that municipality? Let me tell you. According to ChatGPT, it was because there's an urban legend that I can't remember what the occasion was, but that it was during a battle or something, and someone swore they saw a unicorn running down the main street of the town. And so it was always, I don't know if this is true. Again, this is the AI writing it for it. But the actual, I think, true answer is that like lady was coming up with a thing, like coming up with a seal and all that stuff, and they want it to be cool and everything. And then I think it goes back to the Dobbs family, and Dobbs County was from Scotland, I believe, and the national animal of Scotland is a unicorn. Don't understand why.
Yeah, they should be proud of that.
Yeah, and so they were like, "Yeah, we should incorporate."
Like tomorrow, I'm going to get a whole bunch of people from that area going, "Are you making fun of our like national animal?"
Yeah, Scotland. Yeah, if you're in Scotland and you're watching this, go ahead and give us the thumbs down or thumbs up or whatever. But yeah, so that was why. So we've been so Stacy has been joking about it a bunch of like, why? What's the point? Why is there a unicorn in the seal? Trying to like, because it's funny. It's hilarious. People need to understand that when we post hashtag Kingston, or I got a piece of mail I got a purchase order the other day from a company buying parts, and it said purchased from Additive America, P.O. Box number whatever, Kingston, North Carolina. And I took a picture of it and posted and was like, even our clients know it's Kingston. And the amount of people that get so riled up by that, it makes me laugh. That I personally continue to do it just because I don't understand why it's such an enraging thing. Like, you're guaranteed 5 to 10 comments that are like, we're not going to change it. Keeping it the old way. Nice try, Northerner. It's like,
I love that. I love when they say that. I love when they say outsider, Northerner.
Yeah.
You're not changing.
You're not even from here. Why do you care how we spell our town? And it's like, I really don't care how it's spelled. However, I love reactions. And I can have the worst. Just so you know, sometimes when I post that, I'm having a really down day. Like, I'm gloomy and I'm not feeling good. And I'll see something like that, and I'm like, and it makes me smile. And then I take a picture of it and I post it, and then I smile for 3 freaking days because I'm just getting this engagement. It's like, why do you want to change the name? I don't.
Yeah.
But I love the engagement, and it's good for my personal page because it gets me lots of clicks and stuff, which is fantastic. It helps with algorithms for other posts that I'm putting out, and it helps them do really well. So if you don't know anything about social media, if you see something that really upsets you and you post like the emotional reaction to it and then comment on it, you're continuing to add engagement to that post, which means more people are going to see it in their feed. Thank you. That's the goal. But it also props up your pages for your next post to also receive extra engagement, extra impressions. They'll show it more because, wow, that guy's last post got everybody riled up. So obviously we should keep showing his stuff. It's not really why, but it's like it all contributes to helping post the town and get it talked about outside of the town.
Look what it does for Kingston.
Yeah.
So it still brings the attention.
Yep.
Listen, attention, negative or positive, is still attention to the town, which makes people think, man, you know what? I want to go down there. I want to see what they got.
Yeah.
Let's see what Kingston got going on.
Yeah. Obviously, people care about it a lot because they're arguing whether or not there should be a G in the name. So I got to go see what the buzz is about. But it gets people to follow the other things. Yeah. And you would think the old guard would like it because OG, and we're trying to put a G back in and make it like it was, Oh, well, you're just trying to change the name. It'll take forever to change all the street signs. And it's like, no. So have you noticed this? This is what got people really riled up in the fall time in November, December was Stacy actually posted like this whole elaborate post about it. And I reshare a lot of stuff because if you don't know this about me by now, I don't really care to share my opinion on a lot of things. If you haven't noticed, people be like, oh, Zach's kind of polarizing. Do you like throw out there and guess, like, how do I vote? It's a real tough call. I have people that I know I'm so good at camouflaging that because I have literal people that are diehards on both sides of the national political thing will meet me in public and see me in public, and they will go right down the rabbit hole of all the national politics with me as if I am on their side. Yep. And it's both sides, and it's any shade of extremeness or extremism. Not really extremism like that word, but like shades of intensity.
Yeah.
And it's comical to me because which I like because I'm genuinely very in the middle, and it's like I can go this way or this way, but like who's the actual person that's running in that thing, and that's how I make my decision. Right. And so I kind of like it because it is like reassurance that like I am truly independent. I'm so independent that I post so much stuff. I do 2-hour-long podcasts 3 days a week, and people still, they genuinely have no idea where I really fall in the political.
Because you have everybody on. Like, you're not selective on
anyone.
Right. So it doesn't matter what side of the fence they are or what geographic area or race. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
So you don't give that away. You know, I think, unfortunately, I'm a guy, and I said this earlier, man, I really don't care what political side of the fence you're on. Just be a voter. Right?
Like, actually
make it count.
Yeah.
Right. Don't be the guy that sits at home and go, oh God, this sucks. But you didn't make a decision. You know what I mean? You know, I will tell you that for me, all I really care about is pro-America. Right. Like, you know, I say it all the time, and we were talking at that convention, and they're like, man, how do you deal with, because even at that convention, Lenoir County was called out, and Kinston and Pink Hill as being racially divided.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, man, I don't care about any of that. Like, I don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. I call you American. I don't call you a Northerner or a Southerner. Or,
right.
You're an American to me. Like, that's it. So you can play that game all day. Mm-hmm. Don't matter to me. Like,
yeah, it's like, right. It's water under the bridge.
To me, you're a fellow countryman or woman, and I got to plug that nowadays. But when I say countryman, I mean everybody. You know. Yeah. So
in the English sense,
like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we forget about
technicality.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
we're losing so much context of what we really are because we're just so worried about the small things.
Yep, you know? That's what I say all the time too. Is like, it's a lot easier to care about all the social things if there's food on the table.
Right.
But what do you do when you allow social issues and the propaganda surrounding them to affect your decision making so much so that we drive together an economy or a quality of life down so far that then all of a sudden we're trying to figure out, are we going to have enough bread for everyone to eat tonight? Yeah. Well, who really cares about all that social stuff if you can't eat? It's like, it really is. It's something that I would like to term, it's American privilege. It's a little bit of privilege by all of us that we've seemed to, on a national level, thrown away caring about things that are maybe not our forefathers, but like our grandparents and great-grandparents' generations. Generally, they didn't have time to worry about all this stuff we're fighting about now because they were trying to make sure we got through World War II and we didn't get freaking killed.
Yeah,
and now it's like, and recession, depressions, and like real problems.
Yeah.
And we're worried about like, oh, are we letting them get married? Yeah. That's great. Are we going to have a flipping country and like food to feed all the people that are here in 18 years if we keep going down? Like this stuff where I love this too. That's all I'll say. This made me laugh a lot. A person that's like very, very into the national political stuff. And they made a post that said like, let's quit. It was like an anti-Elon post. Mm-hmm. We're wasting money exploring all these parts in deep space when we need to worry about our sick planet right here on Earth. And I was like, coming from the same person that supports the United States being tremendously in debt and sending money to Ukraine. Yeah. You're the same person that's like, we should send money to Ukraine. Oh, we don't have it? Just print it and send it. It's fine. Why are we even sending money? Why are we even looking at stuff outside of this world? This world is the problem. We need to make sure the world is shored up because that's where we're at right now. And it's like, that's the same effing situation as the United States being in debt, having a bad problem right now and sending money to other countries. And for whatever reason, but like, you can't be like, we shouldn't be exploring space because we got problems right here. Why are we sending money to Ukraine when we got problems right the heck here? We're worried about their border, but we don't have one. Like, what is going on here? There you go. There's a little into my head there.
Well,
see?
Well, and that is, you said it right there. Like, we go back to that rural convention, right? They're talking about it just in Lenoir County. So we're losing 8% of our population yearly.
Wow.
Not every county
it's impressive.
Has got that. Like, we are losing population because are we attractive?
Yeah.
Do people want to move here? What are we giving them? Are we giving them jobs? Are we giving them opportunity? Are we giving them entrepreneurship? Are we actually tapping into the resources of entrepreneurship? Learned that there are so much money out there for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. But here we are, we're losing 8% of our population. I think it's 8% of our population, probably since the 2020 census came out. But not only we're losing that, we're losing our farmers at a huge scale. So that lady I was talking to you earlier about that does the, in Raleigh, she does that, the cattle, and she uses the farmers down here, the cattle farmers down here, to run it through her processing plants, and then does the, farm to table with the chefs.
Yeah.
She's losing the cattle farmers at a rate that's, probably not going to be detrimental because she can go in other areas of the state, but why are we not?
Yeah,
why
we
are we not
plenty of grass. Yeah,
penny, and it's sad to see some of them farms that are empty right now.
Yeah,
and I say it's because we're not making it where the kids and the grandkids of those farmers want to stay here.
Right.
We've got to make Lenore County, we've got to make Kinston, we've got to make Pink Hill attractive, and the communities in between attractive to keep these people here. Mm-hmm. We're just not catching it.
Quit promoting to the kids that are doing well in school that if they keep doing well in school, they'll be able to find a job in a big city and they don't have to stay here.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Right.
If you say that, if you legitimately say that to kids here, you should be slapped, because that is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard. Where I grew up, they were telling you every positive thing about your town. They didn't never want you to leave. Don't go anywhere. Everything you need is right here in Pickerington. Why do we raise, it's like a negative environment. Why does it got to be so negative like that? Have some pride where you reside and literally talk about what's good, what's going on. I'm telling you, I've lived a lot of places, lived in a lot of different neighborhoods. And I've lived in neighborhoods where I've gone, man, if I just can get out of this neighborhood and get over there to that suburb, everything will be better. I just can't stand it over here in this suburb. This neighbor's a jerk. That guy doesn't want to mow the grass. I just can't stand it here. But if I get over there, everything will be good. And you go over there and you're like, oh, this is cool. But once that house gets built, then we'll really be there. Then you move into the house you built and you're like, the guy across the street's a jerk. What are you looking at? What are you looking to find? Why quit pointing out all that? People can find the negatives. That's easy. It doesn't take a very intellectual person to point out things that aren't nice. But it does to point out things that are going well. Like, look at the focus. Focus on the positive stuff. Don't be delusional.
Right.
But have some positive tint to it all.
There's some great opportunity in our area. I mean, great. And we just need to start capitalizing. We need to start bringing things in. So, I hate the push. I hate the push that we're nowadays we're pushing our kids. You've got to go to college.
Yeah, no.
So I'll tell you my personal thing. Like I was, I have an 18-and-a-half-year-old and a 2-and-a-half-year-old. And our son's a very good kid. We had discussed a lot of things as he's growing up. And we, obviously talking about maybe following me into the military. And his decision was, no, Dad, you know what, man, you were gone so much. I don't want that.
I don't want to be a part of that, yeah.
But so I said, okay, try your hand at college. It's a step. Pick yourself a major. I don't care what it is. And he did. He went off to ECU for a semester, and he come back and said, Dad, it's just not for me. Don't waste your money.
Yeah.
So, okay, now what, buddy?
Second best answer. Yeah.
Now what are we going to do? Well, what's he do? He comes in here to the city of Kinston, and he applies for a job. Gets it.
Yep.
Benefits, retirement. It doesn't have to stay where he's at. He can move up and move laterally. We need to be telling our kids that it's okay to stay around where you live. Yep. Listen, my son can stay with us, until he's at the point where, because he's not making, he's making probably $16, $17, $18 an hour. Right now, I don't want him to get an apartment. I don't want him to live. I don't want him to work to live right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's young. Let him enjoy. But it's okay to tell our kids to go pick up a trade or take a gamble. Go get a job where, there's an investment there. You've got a retirement in 25 years. You've got your benefits. Awesome. You've got things that, are positive. And you just have to start out and work your way up. We need to do more of that with our children.
Yep.
We need to make them understand that it's okay. Don't go to college and and I don't have anything against an art degree, but don't get an art degree and not use it.
Yeah, no.
Right. Don't get an art degree and go be a waitress.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying anything. Everybody that works, I give you
bravo.
Bravo, because there's a lot of people that aren't.
Yep.
And we've made it too easy not to.
Dude, I'm telling you, yeah.
Like one of the representatives up there was saying, it's not a pay issue. It's really not. Some of these places are paying dishwashers $20 an hour. If you can't keep somebody to wash dishes for $20 an hour, it's not a pay issue.
Right.
It's a work ethic issue. Mm-hmm. So, we deal with that in Pink Hill, Highway 55. I love them there. I really do. They just can't keep an employee.
Right.
So they can't keep their doors open. And it's sad. I had this great grand scheme of bringing some restaurants down there. Obviously, that has imploded.
Well, yeah, you don't want that extra tax revenue, or you want to really make sure when you're running a city or a town, you want to make sure that no one that's not from there, you want to make sure that no one even thinks about coming there to spend money if they don't live there.
Right. All we should worry about are the 700 people that live inside of town limits.
Yeah.
Let's just think about that.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Let's not
Same
think
in Kinston. Well, my favorite thing that I hear about in Kinston is, well, I could do this business, but there's just not enough money in Kinston to, keep that business open. And then it's like, oh, okay. And then you're close. So when would the money come into town that's not here? When would that be? Evenings, weekends, maybe? Because those people are making money first shift during the week.
Right.
So you own a business, and you're like, man, it'd be great if we just had a little more revenue, but I think that, it's just Kinston. There's not enough money here to make it, And then you close at 6 p.m. during the week, and you're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Friday night, busiest town. Friday night, Saturdays in downtown Kinston, it's no busier place in Lenore County than those 2 nights in downtown Kinston. If you sell clothes to rich people, why aren't you open? Well, I like to have I got to have free time too. Do you have anyone that would work for you for $15 an hour?
Yeah.
Literally, all you do is stand there and run the cash register.
How much would that really tap into your overhead?
If you're open for 4 hours, it would cost you $60. Yeah. Fast math.
Well,
you sell 3 blouses, you're there.
It's funny because it's not just Kinston. It's so and again, I'm not giving anybody, but if you own a hardware store or a retail shop and you're closed at 5, listen, people get off work at 5.
The people that are making the money are working during the same time as you.
5. And so for me, it's like, man, let's just let's keep our doors open a little bit, and you don't have to do it every day.
No,
do it on your weekends, man. Do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, when am I going to go to the beach, Pete?
Well,
do you want to be a business owner, or do you not want to be a business owner?
I'm not a business owner. I love
Is
to
your
go
business
boating.
a write-off for the household?
Yeah, look, I like to go to the beach. I like to go boating.
Yeah.
I'm not a business owner. I could have been. I could have opened something, but I'm not gonna.
Dude, I'm like that. We'll come down on Saturday. Our business is Monday through Friday too.
Yeah.
And we'll come down and be I'll look at the camera Saturday morning and be like, there's a lot of cars parked down there. I'll jump my ass out of bed, run down here, throw the sign, flip the sign open, says open. I'll put the little one out there on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Sit at home on my phone and screw around? I can do that here. But best case scenario, someone walks in. Worst case scenario, I'm going to do the same damn thing that I'm going to do at home, but I'm here.
But I say
I don't have to try real hard on Saturday. But I'm here.
My family comes to Kinston to shop. My family comes to Kinston to eat.
Spend money.
Right? So we're eating in Kinston. We're spending money in Kinston. So no, I don't believe a business owner that says, "Oh, Kinston, where am I going to? Where's the money going to come from?" It's going to come from the outer areas because, right now, even I guarantee you, LaGrange is popping, but they're still coming here to eat.
Yep.
You have places that they don't have. They have some great places.
Exactly.
You do too.
Yeah, people like variety, man. You ever go to the same place every meal?
Well, in Pink Hill, yeah. Yeah, because
I thought you were going to go to the military. With
no,
it,
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I love the green eggs and ham MRE.
Yeah, right.
I would eat that every day. But no, but down there, it's like, man, how can? And again, there are certain places down there that are landmarks. I want them to be landmarks.
Yeah,
Joe's
totally.
Cafe, Two Dogs, whatever. But man, let's have a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a little bit. That's what's called healthy competition, right?
Well, look at downtown Kinston. When another bar opens, do the other bar owners go, "Oh my God, we're screwed"? No, because people like to bar hop. Crazy idea, but like people like to change it up and have variety. And I drove all the way down there, and that place is a little full. That's fine. We'll go over here to this other one. Not, oh my God, we're screwed.
And Zach is mentioning bar. I'm not. For you people in
Yeah,
Pink
that's
Hill,
just me.
For people in Pink Hill, I'm not mentioning bar.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Not a single bar.
That is the like crucifix of words.
That's a dangerous word.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Jesus turned water into wine, so I'm a believer that it's okay. But I digress. Again, that's a Zac Holcomb statement, so don't hate on Pete for it. He gets plenty of hate, and I'm not getting enough lately, so
Look,
go ahead and swing it this
I've
direction.
told him all the time. Like,
it matters.
I'm a Christian, and here's how I feel. If you don't let alcohol touch your lips, I am good with that, man.
Yeah, no problem.
But don't be the one that says, we're not going to have this because I don't feel it's right.
Sure.
Right? Because I will tell you that every one of those people have probably come to Kinston or Goldsboro or wherever and ate at a place that serves alcohol.
It's not the worst thing that ever happens.
You don't have to have one.
You can just be like, I'd like to not sit at the bar.
Yeah, I'm going to sit at the table.
I've never seen someone be forced to sit at the bar before in any restaurant. And I worked in, that was where I did it for a long time before I got into the melting plastic stuff. But yeah.
And that's the funny thing.
Not the end of the world.
Man, sit down, have a good meal. Don't drink. I don't have to drink when I go either.
Right.
I, myself, and I don't care, obviously, enough have been said about me, and I must be the town drunk because I support it, but I like to have a whiskey. I like to have a whiskey drink. I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't have DUIs. And if you do, that's just a lesson in your life.
Right.
So
decisions, like why did we quit letting people make decisions? That's the whole point.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We have to control their decisions.
Control everyone. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So we go back to that. I'm controversial, man, and I love it because who wants somebody to just go along, get along, Pete? That's not my name. I want to work with people. Trust me.
Yeah.
But I say it even in the service. Not everybody got along,
right?
But we got along.
Yeah. End of the day stuff. Yeah.
We worked together for the end mission, and that's all I'm asking.
Yep.
I can't keep putting that olive branch out there for them to hit it with a weed whacker every time. Right.
Yeah, the limb quits growing.
Oh, it's done. Like I think my olive branch is done, and I want it to be a team. But hey, I've worked on my own a lot too.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yep.
It's easier when you have people that want to do it.
Mm-hmm. We just got to be open to like providing opportunities for people to like. Even if you're like ultra religious, like wasn't it kind of a thing to like we're all here and we all have free choice? That's kind of the point. So like don't use that one direction, not the other. Like just throw the stuff out there. It's economic development. It's not really about like I don't know. Just the personal crusade stuff for me is a little tricky.
Yeah,
it's
like
what the hell?
It's not gonna have the Blue Oyster Bar. I mean, I might be dating myself. I don't know if you know the Blue Oyster Bar off Police Academy, but. We're not gonna have the Blue Oyster Bar where there's fights and brawls and
Coyote Ugly.
But no, I do not want KB. I do not want Coyote Ugly in our town.
Yeah, it's not necessary, but it would be cool to get a drink at dinner. I mean, it's not too crazy here, especially down here. So this is different than up north. If you are a person of this is just Zac Holcomb. If you're a person of religion in Columbus, Ohio. You never would ever be caught ever anywhere ever having a beer. Down here, it's like it's not really a big deal. Like a lot of people here that are like, you should come to our church on Sunday, are like saying it to me at Mother Earth, and I'm like, I mean, it sounds way cooler than the church in Ohio because that dude would have never met me at a brewery. There's actually there's a church that does like a Bible study at Mother Earth.
Really? Awesome.
I think it's freaking great.
Well, look, I grew up, and I get a lot of backlash for this too, but I'm a spoon-fed Catholic. Mm-hmm. I'm no longer, but I grew up as a Catholic. I was an altar boy. I helped the priest out and whatever, but there's not one bit of the Catholic religion that says, no, you will not drink.
Right. Yeah.
We drink
Catholics
wine.
are big on drinking.
Like, we drink wine at our,
It's in the church. Yeah.
So, I respect everybody's religion and everybody's choice.
Yep.
Religion should have nothing to do with your choice, because nowhere in the Bible does it say you shall not drink. It doesn't say that. It says you shall not take in strong drink. Well, to some people, coffee's a strong drink.
Yeah, that's true. The Mormons are hip to that. They're anti-caffeine.
So how do you again, it's open for perception, and people kind of perceive it the way they want to fit their narrative.
Yeah.
For me, I go, hey, listen, that's your choice. It's not your religion. Yep. It's your choice. And I respect it 100%.
Right.
But don't make everybody else pay. Like I said, we had 60.75% voters say, I want this.
Yeah, that's a significant victory.
So now what? Now you just disregarded 60.75% of your voters.
Yeah.
That's not a good look. That's not good at all.
Right.
No matter how it fell through, and I'll plug it. Don't care. But I will tell you that I have it on good faith that it would have never been brought up had there not been some digging.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And again, there was a statement put that people didn't want new business owners to come down and waste their time. I assure you that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
Say it was personal. Just be honest.
Right.
Say it was personal. Say, you didn't like a group of people and you just didn't want them to do what they were doing, which they're doing anyway. I'm just letting you know. They're doing it.
Yeah,
they're open.
It's going to be fine. Yeah.
They're good, But, that was a big, it was a big blow. And I think at that meeting, what it was, man, there was nothing on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, it's on the agenda 20 minutes before the meeting. And she read that letter, and I'm like, come on, could we not have discussed this behind closed doors?
Yeah, for a town that loves closed sessions.
Right. Two in one meeting.
Just saying is like, yeah, if you have a brain and you're watching things from afar, like completely removed from it,
right.
I have no dog in the fight at all.
Right.
I just enjoy the theater. But like for a situation that embraces closed sessions so much, that would have been a really cool opportunity to utilize a closed session.
Yeah, like, hey, man, I got this information. I think that it would be in my best interest to share it with you here, Yeah. And then if you wanted to do it out there, at least that shock and awe factor was, because, I watched that and I was like, my face was like,
I was like, oh God, here we go.
And my wife, she was like, man, I watched you and I was just waiting for that purple to get, I'm like, I'm working on it, babe.
That's what I like about watching the meetings is like Pete's mood ring is always active. And it's this.
Yeah, like I might need to get.
I'm a fan of the smaller room now. I can hear a little bit better, but it sure does do a good job of making it to where if you don't like uncomfortable situations, you would go ahead and bypass attending the meeting if you were a citizen. That's how it feels to me.
So my major problem with the small room is that it speaks to kind of censorship and it controls who she wants or does not want in there. Mm-hmm. So I do think with the amount of money we spend on audio,
like
video,
a 360 camera in that son of a gun, like
you
holy
could put
cow,
a microphone at every person and one at the pulpit.
Yep.
Why not? And I'll tell you why.
They're $100 a piece, guys. It's not that much money.
Listen, I've got a set that I use for my little, that I haven't done in a while, but they were like $49 for two.
Right.
Perfect. I don't care.
They work great. Yep.
But so have them back in the bay, which we're going to now.
Yeah.
We voted that, and it's good because, like I said, when I first started out as commissioner, I was attending meetings before I became a commissioner, and I might have been the only one there.
Right. That's good.
Nobody was interested.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have people interested.
Which goes to the thing of like, you can love it or hate it, but like the overall goal of more people being engaged in what's actually happening in their local government, Achieved.
a great thing.
Achieved. Yep.
Like, and I say that because what I want and my goal is to get our younger generation active.
Yep.
We need
we gotta
leadership.
Quit. Yeah, politics are not for old people. If you do that and you're young, you're getting screwed.
I'm not sure. And again, I'm not getting on the political thing, but if you're over 70 and you're not fully about yourself, we have a problem. Like, you can see it. You can see it. Like, it goes all the way back to our representatives, man. You're on your 12th term. Well, great.
Jeez.
Great. But come on, man. Like, let's get some youth. And I'm not saying everybody that's youth is the answer.
Right. No. Totally.
But it gives a diversity as well. Yep. Right? It gives us a little bit more open thinking. And those are the ones that are going to be carrying the torch.
Yep.
Listen, I don't know how long I got left on this earth. I'm hoping a whole long time because my 2.5-year-old,
right.
She keeps me active. But, I hope that I just don't, for some reason, I do not see the youth as wanting to be involved.
Yeah, they just like to be like, I don't want to get involved in that.
Or they don't think they can be.
Yeah, I think that probably goes to it too. A lot of the time, I think, is like they don't feel like it even matters. Like, they genuinely just have disconnected from it because they're like, it doesn't matter. Everything's going to happen the way it's going to happen, whether I care or not. And it's like, no. Like, it's really not that way. Like, a lot of these races, especially in this county, are like, a lot of them are like less than 100 vote swing.
Yeah.
That's you and like the 19 buddies you hang out with,
right.
And then their girlfriends, and then maybe like some other people, and you're at 60, 70 really quickly. And if you all get in line for something that you all agree with, then maybe you don't. But, that can matter, especially when you're making a push to like get someone elected that gives you actually a little bit of voice or a little bit of difference on a panel or a board of something. Like in Kinston right now, you got a lot of the same mentality in the decision making. There's not a lot of conversation involving an alternative opinion.
Right.
Everyone kind of agrees on everything.
Right.
That's not good.
It's
that happens a lot in China and North Korea.
Yeah.
and
a lot of
Russia.
Other countries too.
A lot of people. Oh, if there's a board and it's a 5-0 vote on every single thing that happens, you're probably in Cuba. It's
right. You're talking about areas you don't want to live in.
4-1 is okay. 3-2, very healthy. 5-0, everything.
Have a little
scary.
discussion. Have a little talk. It's good and healthy to be talking about things, and I think we lose that and we miss the exit on that. You have got to have discussion, and because you can't tell me that everybody is like, you know what, Zach, I think that's a great idea. Like, I think you are just hitting the nail every time.
Perfect.
No way. There's no. I don't. I am going to tell you that I have some great ideas, and the only reason some of them don't come up is because I know better. Like, that's my idea. It's not right. Okay. But I would much rather you engage in a healthy conversation with me. And unfortunately, I don't have healthy conversations on those videos. And you said it, and I hate that it's entertainment. But it is. And it shouldn't be, but I feel like there's no communicating without like just shutting down, right? Mm-hmm. You watch the eye rolls and
the body language is for days. Yeah. Yep.
And not just to me, like I will tell you that it's kind of been directed to the attorney now as well. Like you watch, and he's like trying to do the right thing, and it's like shrug you off. No, George, you told me this. Oh man, I did not.
Yeah, and dude, I'm just saying, like, throwing out there, I'm a George guy. Like, I like George, especially on a personal level.
Yeah,
like I've had amazingly great conversations with him since my time being here. He helped us with the building. He was our attorney that helped us like do the building and stuff. So like I have a little history with him and stuff from like actually working with him on projects and things. But like in general, I don't think George has ever said anything to me that I've been like, what?
He doesn't have that in him.
He reminds me a ton, dude. Like my dad's dad is who it's almost like I can like hear it in my grandpa's voice, but it's George telling me because he's like delivering, and they're kind of that same era, you know, like, and it's really, big fan.
And the other part about him, he's got ownership. Like if he messes something up,
he will tell you.
He's an owner of it.
Yep. I love that.
And you can tell that that's a one-way street between them. Like, and that's true. Like, and he's just going to own it. And unfortunately, that ownership isn't universal.
Sure.
But I George, same thing with you. George closed on our house.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly same.
So, have always been a good fan of George. And I think he knows what he's doing. Of course, you saw the book. The man can't know everything. So if he misses something, but he owns it,
he's human, dude.
And don't give him crap about it.
Yeah, he's human. We're all human, and it takes that, but it's like it makes you way more of a person to be like, oh, let me pause real quick and rehash something that I made a mistake on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about like scoring points with me as a person, like it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
No one has the balls to say I messed up.
Yeah.
Why?
And again, he knows he's not just doing it to us. He's on video.
Yeah.
People are watching, and he's just doing the right thing.
He's just being himself. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, George's been around a long time, and he knows what's right and what's wrong, and I appreciate that. I mean, he's called me out. But the nice part about George is he's done it a lot. Like, he'll do a lot of his calling out on the side.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, think about it this way. So I respect that in so many manners because there's not a lot of that going on in the world anyway. Mm-hmm. People would love to see it happen out in the open.
Right, yeah, well, it's entertaining.
And I do it. I do it only, and I'll tell you the only reason I do it is because she doesn't give me an opportunity to talk to her one-on-one.
Right.
Or at least, listen, if you don't like the email I sent, no, I'm not gonna give you an answer right now.
Yeah, I'd rather be slapped than ignored.
Yeah, 11 days. As a matter of fact, I won't say 11 days. I'll say till this day, I still haven't gotten an email about me asking to sit down and come to some common ground.
Which you would think would be a very simple and easy thing to do. Like, it doesn't take a lot of effort.
No.
You don't even have to really decide on where you're going because there's like one or two spots. So it's pretty easy.
It's like as simple as, hey, listen, I don't like when you do this, Pete. Cool.
Got it.
Let me see what I can do to adjust fire on that, right? Easy. But now what you've made me do is be absolutely front sight focused. And when I'm front sight focused, I don't quit.
Yeah. It's almost like you need to have a conversation with her.
Right. I don't want to have a conversation at her. I want to have a conversation with her.
A conversation with. Yeah.
But I think I've learned.
It could be a whole series.
Oh, gosh. We could do that right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A conversation with ... would be a good.
She wouldn't come here. All right.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
You know me. I'll talk to anybody. So I go to both sides of everything, man.
She's got her own media outlet.
Conversation.
Yeah. I could say it, but I don't. I don't want to.
Yeah. No, I totally. I know where you're getting. Yeah. We're showing our opinion.
I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fun of it. But I'm with you on that, man. Like, I don't understand why. That's kind of been an interesting thing here recently. In Kinston has been kind of like hanging out with Felicia, walking around, kind of been doing different things. And they're like, oh man, like, how can you and Felicia be having conversations? You guys ran against each other for mayor. And I was like, why did we both run?
For change.
Because we wanted to make the place where we're living better. So now that that's over, what good would it do? If our actual goal was to make the place better, why would we not work together now that we're like, what the hell does?
It's so hard for people to understand.
Oh, but you guys ran against each other. I don't freaking care. We ran for the same mission of, I think I can make this place better, and so do you, which means we both want to make it better. Great. You didn't win. I didn't win. Shit, even better.
Stop.
Now what can we do? Yeah. Oh, man, you seem to like be so much friendlier with the mayor now than you were before you ran. Yeah, because I ran. I saw how crazy you nut jobs are about hating on people for running for office, and I understand a shade of his life now. Jeez, imagine being hated for 4 years straight, and then you run, and then everybody wants to hate on you again, and then you win again, and you're like, yeah, dog. It's like it's whatever. But like, again, you don't go into those positions because you're fearing people's opinions, because you have a goal and a mission, and it's a part of the game. Yeah. If you're not doing anything, if you're just If you're going with the flow, you don't create any wave.
Right. If you're just sitting there and attending meetings and just going, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then nobody doesn't like. Of course, people are going to like you. You haven't given them a reason not to like you.
Right.
Like, there's no, like I said it before, right? Make an omelet, you got to break eggs.
Yeah, like
If you're not breaking eggs,
20% of people should dislike you, because if not, you're not doing anything.
gosh, I wish that was the number.
Yeah, just 20.
I just wish that was
Just
the
20.
number, right?
Yeah, I was trying to give it a low shot there, but yeah. The
So
best of
talk
the best
about
are
this.
still
Like,
out there.
I want to know, what does Zac have any intentions on running for something?
I have a support group now, if you didn't know.
I didn't.
So I have this whole group of people around me that I've kind of put together as a team of people that have my best interest at heart. And so what their job is someone will come in and they'll get me going on something. I'll be like, yeah. And I'll go out and I'll walk through town. I'll be like, yes. And I'll come back in and they'll be like, how was it? I'll be like, it was great. And they'll be like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, I'm thinking that I can do this thing. I think I'm going to run for council. And then their job as a support group is to be like, no, don't do that. Stop. You don't. You need to focus on these other things. So
You're done.
I'm not doing it, man.
No?
No. I know. Everyone, a lot of people.
To his support group, come talk to me. Because
I know.
Because when I talk about youth and new ideas and people that have these drive, support group.
Yeah. They know that
Come talk to me, please.
the support group is it's flourishing. There's not a lot of members.
Yeah.
But they are the people that they're the people that moved here with me.
So best interest.
So they know why. Why did you come here? Did you come here to save this town from itself while it's eating itself alive? No, you came down here because in the dysfunction is a tremendous opportunity to make something for yourself and your legacy for your family. I don't come from a lot of money like people think. I have a surprising thing I say to people all the time of like, I wish I had 10% of the wealth that you think that I have, because I would be killing it.
That's fine.
Because I don't have shit. Like, I'm just a broke kid trying to make it happen just like everybody else. It's like, oh, I don't have it going on like that, bro, like at all. Yeah. And I need to really focus on that, because like that's really why I came down here. I came down here, there's a lot of things that I liked about it. Ability to make a large impact during my lifetime, much greater here than in Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
It took me a lot of time up there to be as known and have as much pull and have people that care like enough to watch a stinking show. It's hard up in large cities to do that. So I did understand that, and I love the like impacting the youth and stuff. But to be honest, I'm kind of like getting to that point where I'm like just old enough where I'm like, well, shoot, man, I just turned 35. I got to start looking out for myself a little bit here, because I want to stop working someday.
Right.
So that's the tough call for it. But in my heart of hearts, if I was financially secure and nothing mattered, dude, I'd love I genuinely in my heart want to run so bad, because I firmly feel that like I have ideas that can change this whole town, and this mentality and this mindset and all that stuff. And I think that like 30 years could go by of me living in this town. I could look back and be like, I changed the trajectory of that town. Like not just myself, but I helped other people voice their opinions and take chances and do things and this and that. But,
no, I honestly think you can do that from here too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong when I say support group. I wanted to think about running. I know you're doing big things anyway, sure. and still changing minds. That the issue is is it getting to the council? Is it getting to the people that are making the decisions? And you and I are in a different. You have to look out for your family and those things, because it's your business. I don't have a business. You know what I mean? I kind of get to go free will and off the hinge every now and then, and my business isn't going to suffer. So
I don't fear any repercussions to my businesses for the running. For me, it's just it's time. It's the time and the focus, and it's also too of like when you get this too. you're an elected official. Well, now you got everyone and their brother wants to stop you at dinner and tell you about that part of town they dislike, and it's like, Jesus, give me a break.
I wish it was just at dinner.
Right,
it's like
every single.
I'm driving here and I get a phone call. You know what I mean? I'm on it for 45 minutes, and
they don't. And they're emotional about it, and you get it. But at a certain point in time, you've heard the same thing 18 hours a day for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know how I fix the stains on the road from trash cans. I just don't know how I do that.
Yeah, I would love to find a solution. However, I don't think I'm the guy. Yeah.
But, you know, and for me, my wife's brought it to me, and she's like, look, at what point do the roadblocks that continue to happen just make Pete go back to being daddy?
Yep.
And, you know, beach going bum.
Right.
You know, I'm not there yet. I think November is going to have a huge impact on, you know, where my mindset will be, and if the people in the area, not only just include Pinkill, but the county and those areas, do the support that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, I say it, and a lot of people say, well, Pinkill's the end of the county. No, we're not.
It's the gateway, dude.
Dude, you got to come this way if you're coming back home.
Yep.
Or if you're just wanting to go to Greenville from Wilmington.
Right.
Try to come through.
Yep.
You know, so I'm not done yet. I don't have that desire to even back off. I'm on a different vibe right now. Mm-hmm. Like trying to not take things to heart so much.
Yeah.
You know, and
breathe a little.
Yeah. So I think that I've learned that right now with the way things are set up, I'm not going to win, you know, the council or the mayor. And I don't think I win a lot of things as far as getting new ideas brought in, but that can change.
Well, yeah, you're doing a great job of like putting eyeballs on the situation though. And that is the beginning of making it different.
Right.
It's very similar here in Kinston, like, and that's what a lot of people have said on me, like me running. I opened it up a little bit.
Right.
Because now all of a sudden some dude that doesn't even freaking come from here, been here for 2 years, all of a sudden cares enough to like take on the public scrutiny and the hatred blindly from people just because his name's on a freaking piece of paper. But I got to say a lot of really cool stuff. And if you didn't know, a lot of the things, not everything, a lot of the stuff that is happening in this town right now, in Kinston, are things that I've been saying since I've been here. It just took time, and it took patience, and it took getting to the right person. Running got people's attention. Running earned respect with people that are in.
Yeah. And
I've been able to be like, hey, let's grab lunch. Here's some things I think we can do better. Take them. They're your idea now.
Yeah.
I don't want any credit. I could care less. But damn, just make it better. Result. I don't really care. Yeah, I don't need a badge next to the 4-way stop at Mitchell and North Street that says this was originally Zach's idea. I don't really care, but I just don't want kid to get squashed by a car right outside the Dragon Park.
Right.
If I went, well, doing that was my idea and I didn't win, so I'm not gonna push it anymore. And then like 3 years down the road, a kid gets run over at that spot because there's no thing. I'd want to end it for myself because I'd feel terrible. Like, just because I wasn't going to get the credit, I didn't push the idea. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. That has been what's really been cool for me to watch it a little bit, and what's kind of been like, I'm listening to the support group. I'm able at a certain point now to where I can kind of get it heard, and I don't have to go to every meeting and sit there for every minute of it.
Right.
So that's kind of an interesting thing too.
Yeah, I got a support group too.
Yeah.
My support group, and they're great people. But I have some in my support group that would just like a gallon of gasoline and some matches.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, or let's hit the lottery and buy the whole damn town.
Right. Yeah.
But for me, like and unfortunately, one of our elected officials said, "Oh, you're just doing it because you need something to do, and you need that power and that listen."
Of 700 people, come on, bro.
Not even that. Like, let me tell you, there's been some things that I've done in my life that I'm more proud of than this. And there's nothing that'll take away from anything that I've ever done, good or bad. Mm-hmm. I've been in, leadership positions, major leaders. I don't necessarily want that anymore anyway. It's kind of better to be the private in the back being told what to do than bear the weight of making the decision and it being the wrong one.
And living with it, yeah.
So, again, that's the same thing in a town. Like, I don't want to be the guy making the decision. I want to be the guy that has a team there that we all make the decision. But I don't. It's not something where I'm like, somebody said, "Oh, you're so much better when you're on camera. You like to just put on a show." No, listen. You give that show. Like, you make it happen by your arrogance or your misunderstanding of what really happens. You're making the show. You're just giving me the ammo, and in the absence of communication, now I get to air it.
Yeah.
Don't make me air it.
Yeah, the pompousness really brings it out too. It's it's almost asking for it, which could be perceived as like a play out, but I don't really think so. It's just like, all right, here we go. Here we go.
I go into each meeting and I'm like, we're just gonna, we're gonna be calm here.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna sweat tonight.
Yeah, no, and then bam, you just give me, stop giving me things. Like, I'm not gonna be the guy that just goes, man, that's so wrong. I'm just gonna sit here.
Yeah, just let it go.
No, I can't do it. Never have, never will. And my wife gives me a hard time about it too. And I'm the guy that I'm gonna walk into a store and I'll get crap about this, but hit me up at Facebook if you need to. But if I walk into a store and I see somebody with their pants down and they're showing their underwear, man, I'm just going to come tell you to pull your pants up because my wife doesn't even want to see my underwear. I don't want her to see yours.
Right.
And I'm going to do it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
You just got to say it.
Yeah. Got to, man. And like the same thing, if I see you and you don't hold the door open for a lady or an old couple, I'm giving it to you. Giving it to you. And it's not that I'm from the 20s. It's just a respect thing. It's just common courtesy. So, again, I can't let that little stuff, I get more worked up about the little stuff than the big stuff. Because the little stuff becomes big stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I say all the time. Like, you know how you get to having the worst crime rate in the state? You don't pull people over for speeding and running red lights. So it starts there. So if I'm 16, I get my license, and I look around, that's my first thing, and I'm going, it says 35, but I'm going 45 all day long. So is everybody. No repercussions. Oh, it turns yellow? Accelerate. It's fine. No repercussions. Well, I'm not saying that people that run red lights are out pulling guns and murdering people,
but it's a small thing.
When you start to let it be known that, like, rolling stop signs, red lights, speeding, parking on the wrong freaking side of the road because you're an idiot, like, it's not hard stuff. It's just the rules. It's like being tardy to school. Do they still say that you were 2 minutes late? It's only 2 minutes. Yeah, still a thing. I don't know if they do that here, but where I come from, I was the master of getting tardy tickets, man. I was getting detentions for being late to class so much. It was my dad's fault. No, I'm just kidding.
My dad dropped me off late.
Oh, but Dad wasn't ready to leave this morning. He was doing his hair.
Yeah, we didn't have that problem, man. I had to get on the bus.
I legitimately did in 5th grade, got told by a teacher that was like, hey, just so you know, you're late like every day. And I was like, yeah, I know. I drive from my dad brings me from 42 minutes away from here. He's never ready in the morning. And the teacher looked at me and goes, I understand that, and that may be the case, but I'm just telling you, it makes you look bad. And I was like, damn. When I got home, I was like, Dad, you're making me look bad, bro. Like,
thanks, Dad.
Dad, Mr. Kime just told me, I kind of felt like a punk. Like, can you get me to school on time? And then, damn, started.
Really?
So it's just like, it's called accountability. Is this word that a lot of people don't like, similar to the word consequences. People seem to dislike accountability and consequences. Probably because you're not doing the shit you're supposed to be doing. Because I love those words. I think they're great, usually.
Accountability is my favorite word. Yeah. They hate it, but I love accountability.
Slackers do not like that word.
Listen, and it's not bad, because accountability works in your favor. If you're doing the right thing, like, let's just say this, like, you're an employee, and you're accountable for everything you're doing. Yep. You do the right thing, and they see that, and they're holding you accountable for it. It comes out in your performance evaluation.
Absolutely.
And then what comes? Probably a raise.
Yep.
So let's be accountable. Let's and not just for employees, but let's hold our council members accountable.
Yep.
Let's hold our state legislatures accountable. You know, like the greatest thing that I had ever said to my guys was, "Man, I'm not here to lead you. I'm here to serve you." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'll lead you into whatever situation, but I'm here to serve you. Like, I'm here to make you a better person. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm here for. Same thing here. I serve the people. I don't serve my commissioners or my mayor. I serve the people. Good, bad, or indifferent, whether they like me or not, I'm still serving them.
Yep.
And we are servants, man. We should be servants. People should hold elected officials to their oath.
Yep.
And to the positions that they're in to make things better. If you're not making things better, then you need to just step down and go home.
Yeah, just move on and somebody else rock and roll with it, man. It's not like it's
I'm sure that you've been in that position long enough where you can find yourself a job to make more money. Because I can tell you, at the local governments, they don't make money. I mean, yeah.
It's hardly the gas for all the things you have to go to.
It's so not worth it. Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah, it's hardly for the fuel.
So hold your representative, hold your state legislatures, hold them accountable. That's what they're there for. And if they're not, then you know what? When it's time to vote them out.
Yeah, get off your butt and go vote. Yep, that's what I like about the entertainment of it. Yeah. Is it makes people watch it that wouldn't usually watch. It definitely puts it in more people's feeds because it's getting reactions and comments live.
Right.
And that's important. That was one of the biggest things I liked about COVID. My favorite thing about COVID was the fact that city council meetings became Zoom meetings. And I was like, this is freaking awesome. Right. Every Monday night, man. I got like every other Monday, I got this tremendous, I'm watching the Brady Bunch run the thing in the ground here going, wait, what? Yeah. Wait, come on. How does that work? And then all of a sudden, it only takes 5 or 6 people to start posting about it. And now, if you pay attention to Kickin, they get like 20, 30, 40 people will watch it. It's still nothing. But it was like 2 people would watch it when they first started doing it. And like, oh, Zach, why do you even care? Why are you posting about it? Why are you calling out things you see in meetings? Because I have a brain, and I just listened to what they said, and it was asinine. And I just want to know, can I get some more, like, can I get some depth on that a little? Yeah, and it's like, well, don't ask. You know, you're not from here. Don't ask. I was like, wait. I live here now.
I pay taxes.
I chose to move here. I'm not just here because my grandparents had kids here. Like,
yeah, like
so. Like, just let me ask. If it's not a big deal and it's easy to explain, what's the problem with the question?
That's the best part. Like, you're not from here. I'm not from here. Yeah. But how invested are we? Right.
I usually say you're welcome. Well, you're not from here. Yeah, I know you're welcome. What do you mean you're welcome? Yeah, you're welcome. 8% of the population here leaves every year, and I chose to come here, so you're welcome. Oh, and you're pissed at me because I care so much about the way it's being run poorly. Like, give me a break here. Wait a second. That's when my brother looks at me. He's like, stop. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You can't change everyone's opinion. You're never going to do it. Just relax. I'm like, no. But it's like,
but you can change some.
I can change some, and then that they can go and change some, and then that's how it starts. And, you know, I get that it's just different, cut from different cloth. Like, different people that have different things that excite them. But, like, I enjoy that. I like making an impact on stuff. I think it's cool. It's not with any, like, malintent. It's just what I like to do. I think it's fun.
It's funny you say that they have, like, 20 viewers. I'm pretty sure Pink Hill's got a little more than 20 viewers.
Dude, Pink Hill's got like a ton. It's great. Like if Sierra's freaking YouTube channel has probably got more watch hours than mine, dude. She's killing it on watch time with those things. It's insane.
And the funny part about, I'll just go with Sierra, like, there is absolutely no reason she has to do what she's doing. Like, when you say, like, you know, they are great business owners and they are making it happen. They're doing it because they care. And it's so funny to me that nobody else up there sees that they don't have to do what they're doing. Yeah. They do it because they care. Yeah. How are you going to open up a nonprofit just for events and festivals?
Right. Oh yeah, and
care.
invest your time into it, like
time,
a lot of time. People just don't.
You run
think about
run multiple businesses, and oh, by the way, you're going to do this too.
Yeah, and I'd like to run every event that happens in the city
and get shade for it. Shade, like
dare you?
You know.
What do you care?
You know, I've had some other business owners are like, man, Pete, why are you so team Sierra and Josh? No, let me step back for a second. I am team H&H, or I am team Tower 110, just like I'm team East Carolina Broadband, or Jones Furniture, Wild Arrow, whatever. Because if it's being done to one business owner, what happens when they're done with that and they need a new target?
Exactly.
It could happen to any one of them. And I assure you that they would want me to be team them too.
Yeah.
I may not be getting a whole lot done, but I'm going to be the voice, the squeaky wheel for them, and that was a whole big piece of like, man, you were doing this for Susan and her company. No, I wasn't doing it for Susan. Take the name away. I'm doing it for her company because they pay taxes in our town. And they're not represented.
Yeah, they could pay a lot more too if we
taxation without representation. Business owners that are paying taxes in towns they don't live in, but they have business and land. Ouch.
That's a sticky thing. So, devil's advocate on that. It would be. This is just like a weird thing too, right? Like, so flip side of that was like, all right, so I see that point, but then like, so flip back to like a Kinston model. Certain people could come in and buy all these lots that are like $400 and just allocate one to each person. And they all are in New York City. And now all of a sudden, like 12.5% of your voting base in the town is people that don't live here because they bought a lot off the website or they got it for free. I digress. But there's a lot of that going on around here.
I think with all that, there would have to be some, obviously stipulations in that legislature, but I think that we have to give them a fighting chance of somehow, because just like what's going on when you're talking about the planning and zoning, which is absurd. We just paid a company $38,000 for planning and zoning in a town of 700 people. Now we're going to pay someone to come down and enforce that at a rate of $110 an hour plus travel expenses.
I'll do it for 100.
I would have done it for like 50.
Right.
I mean, but the problem there is that you're paying for these services when you don't even follow the regulations and ordinances that you have in place right now.
Right.
You're only following the ones that suit your needs.
Yeah, picking and choosing the law.
Right. So fair and equal is out the door.
Yep.
However, we're spending a ton of money that we don't have. I asked for $400 for cameras. We didn't have it. Right. We have $38,000 to spend on this ridiculousness.
Yeah, how many cops do you guys have?
2 full-time.
And you could probably add a third one for $38,000 a year.
I think the number's somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah,
but that's close. Everything.
We're ballpark.
That's your insurance and your benefits and all that stuff. Do you think the people that pay taxes want to spend $38,000? And it's not 38; it's probably going to be worked out to be closer to 50 or whatever. But they would want to spend that money on that, or another law enforcement agent, or streets that are so worn down that grass is growing through them.
Yes.
So why not ask the taxpayers why we are there for them? Why not ask them what they want? Mm-hmm. And I can guarantee you that they wouldn't have a problem hiring on another police officer.
Yeah, especially
our police chief is literally getting into fights at stores, and he shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's great.
Should not be having to do that himself.
Right.
And the both of them are working almost every day to cover as much as they can cover. Yeah. But we're not worried about that.
You've got like the zoning police being ratcheted up when you don't have like your actual police force. Like, what does it matter if you're right? It goes back to like the national political stuff we were kind of talking about. Of like, so you're running around worried about if the grass is cut, but there's people stealing from the Dollar General. You're like,
right?
What the? frick are you talking about?
Are you?
Does that really matter when people don't want to go to the store because they might get like whatever? And these aren't things that are actually happening.
Parking, like that was a major issue, right? Like parking for a new business. Yeah. Well, how does it work out in Kinston?
Oh, here you just park wherever the hell you want.
Right.
Yeah, you can park on the wrong side of the street. You can park in the loading zone all damn day, and no one will care.
Let's just say that parking is done the way it should be.
Right.
You guys don't have the stipulation of if you own 200, every 200 square foot of your retail shop, you have to have a parking spot.
That's
you don't have
stupid.
That. Or now, if you open up a venue, it's going to go under either the restaurant guidelines or the church guidelines, where you need one spot for every 4 patrons. Well, that place holds 120 people. So now you need, 30 or 40 spots plus your employees.
How big do the spots have to be? Is there a stipulation on that?
Yeah, it's 8.5 by something I can't remember. And then it was like, because the business owner was like, well, look, I own the entire lot next to it. Yeah. Oh, that's grass.
What if you paint lines in the grass?
But what's that matter? It's their lot. It's a private lot.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But so we're going to require our business owners to come into town now and put parking lots in? We'll have nothing but parking lots.
The richest part of that is the damn street is grass almost. But if you want to open a business here and make life better for people that live here and pay taxes to this town so that maybe we can pave our streets, you have to pave a street first or a parking lot.
Parking lot.
That's asinine as hell. That is the dumbest thing. And so in major cities, you can have a building and not have a single parking spot because it's in a freaking urban area.
So right over here, right? So we'll use this as an event space right here, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Shares the same parking lot with Jay's 108.
That's a city-owned parking lot, too.
Right. Yeah. So
where are the people going to park?
Oh, my God.
Hopefully all up and down Queen Street in the brand new parking spaces that we have in front of the empty storefronts.
Well,
which I'm a fan of because now you have foot traffic in front of empty storefronts, which means you have people walking by that are going, we could put something in here, honey.
Well, you would think every business owner downtown is cool with. So there's 72 parking spots downtown in Pinkill. Mm-hmm. 3 handicap, 72 spots, which go all the way down in front of all these stores.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let them have a venue. Let them have an event. Now you filled up all those spots, and those people got to walk by your businesses.
Crazy.
Whether you're open or not, they're going to go, oh, my gosh, look in the window. That dress is so cute. I think I'll come back tomorrow.
That's called economic development, and we don't want to do that in this county. We want grant money.
Well, and sometimes I don't even think it's that. I think it's that they're not thinking. Yeah. Like they're not thinking along those lines like, oh, my gosh, we could actually do this, and we can have traffic come into this town that's never been here. Kind of like the festivals.
Yeah.
Don't be so against the festivals.
Yep.
Who are they bringing? They're not just bringing Pink Hill people there. People are coming from all over to go to those festivals now, Yep.
Vendors, families, all that stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh, but the vendors don't pay taxes. Shut the hell up. God damn.
Yeah, but they're going to continue to come back, and maybe
they might even tell someone about this good time they had in this town called Pink Hill, and someone's going to go, "What is that? I've never heard of it." And they're going to tell you where it's at.
Or
next time you're on the way to the beach,
maybe they're going to open up another business.
Yeah, that's all right as long as they don't want to serve booze.
We are going to get what we asked for. Yeah. But right now in Pink Hill, you know what's crazy? So your restaurants can serve beer and wine.
Okay.
You think there's that much of a difference between beer and wine and liquor?
No.
Like, you can sit there with a pitcher of beer and get just as wasted as a glass.
Trust me.
I know, right? Yeah. So what are we so scared of?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see anybody with pitchforks and flames outside of the places that already have it.
Right. Exactly.
And you could sit there at the ABC store. I've watched it. The guys, forgive me, not calling it, but guys will go in there, buy a fifth, sit in their car and take a swig and chase it with a Pepsi.
Yep.
Hey, we're not worried about that.
That's different.
Totally different.
It's different.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's not new. It's not something that, is changed.
Dude, my whole thing being an outsider on the ABC package stores is it lends to the infancy of thought here of like it's so offensive if it was to actually say liquor store. So we just paint this little pretty sign over it. And we couldn't even come up with anything more original than ABC package store. And you go in and you come out with a package in a little bag. That is
You have to hide it. Everybody knows what you're going in there for, by the way.
to prepare your children to have the ears of infants. That is so stupid to me. I do not understand that. That is so freaking dumb. And if the state wants to own it and manage it, that's cool. That's a whole nother story for another day. But like, let the liquor stores be privately owned, for crying out loud. I know the Gestapo wouldn't like that because they lose full control. But like, it's a whole thing in Columbus. You can go to like the equivalent of a Food Lion, and there's a liquor store in the Food Lion.
In Pennsylvania,
it's great.
You can drive through a store and get liquor on one side and beer and wine on the other.
We couldn't get liquor over 21% that way in Columbus. But yeah, you drive through, get beer, whatever, gone.
I'm telling you.
No drive-thrus for beer here. Why? Well, because you're going to drink it if you're in the car.
Actually, there are.
Are they?
So,
is there one in this county?
Yeah. So, Friendly Mart.
Where's that at?
So,
don't say it. They'll probably get shut down. I haven't seen one, really.
Forgive me if I'm giving the secret away, but I don't think it's a secret anyway. Yeah. So, on Friendly Mart, like if you drove back towards Pink Hill, there's a big gas station on the left-hand side, kind of before you get to the Kinston Annex Complex.
Okay, yeah.
That's a Friendly Mart, and there's one in Pink Hill.
Okay.
You drive up to the window, and you get yourself a hot dog, a pack of smokes, and a 12-pack of beer.
Huh. I like that. It's because they're selling food, so it's different.
Yeah, but it's a mini mart. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, we're not talking. So, but we'll go back to the ABC. So you know why there's so many stipulations on alcohol beverage control. North Carolina is one of the few states that never got rid of prohibition.
Yeah.
We never got rid of it.
Yeah.
2023, what was it, 1922? 23, something like that?
Yeah.
So we never got rid of it, so now we have to have all these rules and regulations, which kind of kick Pink Hill in the butt.
Right, yeah.
And we have to have ABC stores because we never got rid of it. It has to be mandated by the state.
Big brother.
Big brother. And listen, I'm not giving ABC any crap. I go there and I get my little bag. Everybody knows why.
Yeah, I begrudgingly still go and give them my money too. But I just think, to me, it's comical. It's like, oh, well, Aunt Nan would have a heart attack if she drove by and saw the word liquor on a sign outside the store. And it's like, but is Aunt Nan ignorant to the fact that, like, that place is full of the devil's juice?
Oh, my gosh. You said it, and it's hilarious. They give you a brown bag.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's packaged.
We don't want anybody to see what you're drinking.
Don't show anyone what's in the bag. It's so dumb.
I'm just there for the mixers.
Yeah, I was just going in to get limes. They have the best limes at the ABC store. They have these little boxes, too, that are really cool.
Check out the, so I'm not plugging anything, and I hate, whatever, but there is a butter pecan moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
Get it? Stick it in your freezer.
Yeah.
You can almost eat it like ice cream.
Yeah, dude. There's a salted caramel, like, whiskey, too.
Oh,
it's from
Smoky Joe's.
No.
Oh.
It's brewed, or it's distilled in North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's salted. I can't remember what it is.
I'll figure a bigger bottle.
It's like a normal size bottle. Yeah. Whatever that'd be, like a fifth or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm kind of into the
stuff. I just drink
stuff every now and then. Like, my whiskey has apple in it.
Yeah, but similar thing. Like, you can literally. Steph gets old fashions with it at Stanley Saloon, and then I saw it at the store, and I was like, $22. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
so I got that for her, took it home. Now she just freaking puts it in the freezer and drinks it straight. And I was like, oh, dang it, that was a mistake. Keeps her off my 10-year Bullet though. That's what I like.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Bullet a lot. I got a bottle of Booker's at the house too. I got
now, what do you do?
Months ago.
Just over ice? A little water?
Just right on a big rock, baby. That's all I need.
Yeah.
First couple are like, and then it gets nicer as you go.
If you're drinking bourbon or whiskey or any of that, you have to understand that it's fire.
Yeah.
You're going to get that.
I love that.
It's just like,
yep.
Right. Yeah, I sat and drank some whiskey at the bar at the hotel and over a big rock. But for one, it was $28.
Oh, yeah.
$28. Hey, here's your whiskey. I'm like, I'll have one. I have one.
They're like, would you like to start a tab? And you're like, I don't think my card will even take 2 of those. Yeah.
It's great. It was good, but no.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's crazy expensive drinking liquor out.
Yeah, I'm cool sitting home.
Yeah, me too. And that's what we figured out. We're like, oh, that's cool. Or we could have just had the whole bottle for those 2 drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And I make it the same way. And I got these really cool ice cubes that I make now because I have a custom silicone ice tray with a unicorn on it. So if you're interested in those, or you want to go ahead and get one,
or you can get an F and just think about me all the time.
Yeah. Right? Oh, we should have done. Maybe we'll do some with gavels.
Oh, that's not.
Had to throw it in last time. We do have 5 hats left, so just let me know. Shameless plug. I'm an entrepreneur, so. Yeah. Actually, swear to God, true story. We had them sitting in the window today, and some people were walking by. They were in Kinston just because they were stopping at a store to look at commercial kitchen equipment. Yeah. And they left there, and they stopped at the coffee shop to get coffee before they drove back to where they're from. Saw our little signboard out here on the front about Big Bark. Walked over, we're reading it, saw the hats in the window, and we're like, oh, sweet. And then I was like walking back in from lunch, and they saw me, and I let them in, and they were like, we have like 3 companies, and we're in over our heads with all the things that we're doing, and we've been looking for someone exactly like what the sign says. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And we got the chit-chatting, and an hour later, they were on their way, and they were like, we'll be in touch. And they're like, seriously, like, we have 3 full businesses. You're going to manage the logos and the social media for all 3 of them. Like, we'll be in touch. In from out of town.
Out of town.
Stopped in downtown because they wanted to see what the downtown looked like because they hadn't been in a year or 2, they'd said. They had already they had been to Middle Grounds once before. Yeah. So they were like, let's go back down there and see if Jesse's working today, and and we get to see the downtown. And then because of them being there by proxy and me having a signage out front, saw what we offer, and boom, out of town business.
Just crazy. People coming into your small town.
Yeah, never know why, but be there with your knowing. I say this all the time for these businesses that are like, oh man, it must be nice to have it like your business. First of all, I'll gladly give you all the debt my business has, and you can have it. But I always say no one's going to put money in your hand if your hand's not out.
I love when people say "must be nice." If somebody always starts off with "it must be nice," I know it's coming, and I'm like, "Must be nice." What? You said a lot of people think you come from money, right?
Yeah, I want 10%.
So my wife's last name is Brewer.
Yeah.
We live in a brewer house, an old house that used to be owned by the Brewers. Mm-hmm. A very, very upstanding and predominant family in the town. Own pharmacies and whatnot, Brewer Park.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Those kind of things. Mm-hmm. But everybody, my wife's a brewer, but they're from right outside of Fuquay. No connection.
Really?
Other than the family that let us buy the house from them happened to be a friend, and they're amazing people. But everybody's like, yeah, we know you have so much money. You come from the Brewers. And it just keeps getting drilled into me. And I'm like, listen, let me tell you something. I wouldn't mind being, from that family, sure. Yeah. But we're not. My wife comes from a pretty humble, horse farm area. And no, we're not. But we get it all the time. And it must be nice. Must be nice to have been able to move to Pink Hill and just be given a home.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I get it a lot, too. Like, it cracks me up. It's the funniest freaking thing. I'm like, must be nice to have it. Yeah. I get it constantly for the stupid truck I drive. And I'm like, yeah, it must be nice. Let me take you back to the period in time where I drove a Prius for 2 years. And every one of my friends, it was like a running joke of like, what are you doing driving the Prius, bro? And I'm like, because I'm on a different game, man. I'm trying to retire one of these days. So I gladly drive the Prius. And then, it must be nice. It must be nice.
Oh, I get it.
Shut the hell up.
I get it too. I drove a 1998 Cutlass Cuddy Supreme for a long time.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
What was it? 88?
98.
Oh, dude, I had a 94.
Yeah, had all the nice little streaks on the side.
Yeah, dude, the grooves, sexy ride.
Man, I love the car, and I drove it all the way until I met my wife, and she drove it a little bit. Matter of fact, she went to do her wedding dress fitting in it, and the car overheats, so she had to drive up there with the heat on in the summer.
Nice, yeah.
Hooked right on up, man. That's what I had.
Yeah. Well, she was probably in between sizes, so that kind of would have been a good exercise. You never know. You know what I mean?
She gave me so much crap when she got there. She's like, I had to go in there and sit in front of a fan.
Yeah, well, I feel that like she's trying to go try on wedding dresses and shows up and just like come out of a sweat box. That's a great story.
I think her car was.
I'll have to ask her next time I see her just to get her all fired up at you.
She'll tell you all about it.
I cannot wait to
tell you all about it.
That'll be funny.
We've got some, my wife's and I call her, man. She's a saint, man. Putting up with obviously military career and deployments and injuries, and then me doing this, trying to bring a town together and forward. And she is a saint, but she gave us a great daughter lately, and I'm blessed to be able to. They call her my little campaign manager. She runs around with me. So, I brought her up here a couple times. I brought her to the chamber meeting once. And, I got to do what I got to do. If I want to still attend things, I'm just going to,
Yeah, brought her up to the open house. And yeah, that was great. Yeah, she's hooked her up with the food, got her all
She was eating your muffins for sure.
Yeah, good. Cool. Somebody did at least, yeah.
But, no, I do what I'm doing. And, I'll be selfish. I don't really care. My family's going to live there. That's where my family's going to live. Right. Like I said, my son's local now. He's not going to leave the area, and I'm doing it because I want them to have something. I want my daughter to want to stay around there when she grows up and does whatever she's going to do. I want her to stay there and go like, yeah, I love Pink Hill. This is my home.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it's selfish or not, but I do it, because I want other families to do the same thing. It was amazing to see the people that came out to that park cleanup.
Yeah.
I could tell you probably a good majority of the people that came out to that didn't live in city limits.
Right.
So let's break that barrier right there. I mean, we had a family come out with their daughter, clean up, and the little girl was just working as hard as everybody else. Sure, she played a little bit, but that's what they do,
That's the point, yeah.
Love to see it. But that's what I want, man. I want community involvement. I want it universal. I want it from Kinston to down where we are. I'd love, I love what Lenore County Chamber of Commerce is doing. They're starting to get involved everywhere. And I appreciate that because nobody down in Pink Hill, they're all resistant to it,
Right.
But there's a gap between the towns, and I believe that we can. They talked about regionalization up there at that summit, and they were talking sometimes on a bigger scale of getting, two rural counties together. But I'm just talking about getting two rural towns together.
Right.
Let's feed off each other.
Good
Let's
gosh.
feed off each other. Let's make that prosperity for everybody equal.
Yep.
I know Kinston's bigger, but I don't mean nothing. But we're a small town, and I'm not asking it for it to be a big town, but I'm asking it just because you're a small town doesn't mean you can't have big business and big economic base.
Yeah. Have a plan towards something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of my problem was I never really had a strategic plan, and that's what I'm putting together now. It's better to have that strategic plan, and I'm asking a lot of people around town what they're looking for. What do you think we need here? Obviously, a bank is, when we lost our bank, that's a crushing blow.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So, if you are involved in any banks out there and you want to come to Pink Hill, I can't made the mistake before. Can't make any promises for anybody else on the board or the mayor, but I'm quite sure I'd be willing to pitch some concessions. Come on down to Pink Hill. Let's talk about something. Let's get something done.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, seamless plug there, but
love it. It's the whole point.
Just doing it. I love doing what I do. It's fun. It's easy. Sometimes it's, a little funner, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah, for sure.
But I still love doing it.
Awesome. One last question. When are you going to be in WrestleMania this year?
The funny part about that, like, I'm about to probably either have total knee replacement or a meniscus repair. And
that's the perfect time to jump back in the ring, though.
Right,
I mean, just go ahead. What are they going to do? They're going to fix it after you get done anyway.
Yeah, I
can call Levesque and get you in.
I think if I did, I would want to be someone like Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Superfly's your guy, huh?
Or
what's your top 3 wrestlers?
Sting, Jimmy Super, and obviously, Macho Man.
Macho, yes.
So,
Dude, you gotta check it out. They're not paying me, but I plug it in every podcast until they do. A&E has a biography series out on the WWE wrestlers, WWF wrestlers, what they really were.
That was my
WWF. Yeah, it's WWF. But they can't say it, so that's what's really weird to see them be like, yeah, when he joined the WWE in 1986, and you're like, that didn't happen, that didn't exist, but they can't say it. But they got a Macho Man episode. It's really good.
Yeah,
they're like an hour and a half long too. I mean, it's like a movie of each individual person. It's really cool.
I gotta be honest, it's so hard for me to watch wrestling now. Mm-hmm. It's just not what it was.
It's totally different. Yeah.
You remember like the razor blades and the cutting of the heads and all that stuff. That stuff to me was like, man, these guys are just crazy.
Like Mankind. He's ballistic. You got to watch that one. His is ridiculously good too.
Really?
They got one on Mick Foley. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I would love to do it, but I think my temperament would probably get a little in the way.
What would your stage name be?
Oh, I don't know.
What would your wrestler name be?
Man, I wouldn't even know. I might go off of what my call sign was, Painkiller.
Yeah, that'd be.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it would
be. Killer or something like that.
I don't know. I had I got a buddy. His son's friend calls me Pete 316.
Pete 316. Yeah, I
don't know, man.
It's too funny.
I would just have fun just jumping around the ring.
Yeah.
But I don't know if my cardio is good for that. Those guys have some pretty good cardio.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, you're talking about running around, getting clotheslined, and jumping off ropes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to get on the treadmill.
Hopefully, I'll make a promo video for this whole episode that starts off with that question: "What's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Pete Fantini. Are you going to make it to WrestleMania this year?"
I don't think they'd call me. I don't think they'd call me. Like I would put my application in, and they'd be like, "No, man." Yeah, we like our guys about 28, not 48.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. Royal Rumble or something,
I'd get into that.
That would be awesome.
I would get into that.
Yeah, throw me in there. I'd have a little fun.
Throw me out first. I don't care. But
yeah,
I'd like to just get in there. Yep. I'd sneak my way in the middle.
Yeah, maybe hide under the thing. That's where I'd be chilling down under there.
But, come find me.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Anything you want to throw on an ad?
No, man. We like I said.
I mean, we got to pretty much everything except me asking if you're running for mayor. But
so, you know what? I will tell you what running for mayor is. I really need to see where we are over the next couple months. You know what I mean? And I think a couple people have mentioned, wanting to, and I never want to step on anybody's toes as long as they're going to be good for the town.
Right. Yep.
That's all I care about. Right.
Yep. Team Pink Hill.
I don't have that. Oh, I've got to be mayor, or no, don't care about that.
Right.
I just want what's right. And right now I'm sitting in a voting seat, which is really good so long as we can get, the odds even.
Right.
But I haven't decided not to either.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got a good group of people, and they're always throwing, campaign slogans like, "This is what you should put as your,
I got a great podcast name for you too. So whenever you're ready. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, dude, it's my favorite thing. I tell, it brings such smiles to my heart.
I told KB about it. She goes, "There's no way."
I don't think that would go over too well.
No, especially we're talking. I think the majority of the voters that come out are 65 and older.
Yeah.
And
it might just be like this. You never know. It's just
and look, and you might get some of the older gentlemen to go.
Yeah, flip over
dude,
to you.
I'm all about that, man.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, they'd be like, I'm in too, bro.
You gotta think about that, man.
Well, because you put out the Pink Hill perspective, and I'm like, you should just be calling it this, dude. It's so much funnier. Oh my god!
But you had said that before. I did that, and I had went to my friends and I think we
support group.
Let's do that. Yeah, support group. Let's do that. Let's do this, and they were like, no.
They're like, stop.
Don't.
You've gone too far.
So now
if you want to know what my idea is for his podcast name, you're gonna have to hit me up in a DM because I'm not gonna say it on here because it's that funny. It's so funny that maybe for $1 I'll tell you.
It's
It's worth the
Trust
dollar.
me, it's something you're going to want to hear, and you'll understand why. I'm not a guy that's worried about, but it's on the edge there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley, if you know what I mean.
and you can't take offense to it because it's one of those things that it ties things together, but it also gets attention. So
yeah.
I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah.
I have to discuss it with KB, but no. Again with the mayor thing, I'm not ruling the mayor thing out, but I'm not pursuing it heavily right now, only because I do like where I sit, and I do like communicating with the public and other areas, and I do think I could do that as the mayor as well. But right now, I whether my vote counts or not,
Sure.
I still am a voting member, and I like that. Whether it's for or against things, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So, but I do want to, before we leave, I want to talk about what you got over there, right on the end of the table.
Oh God, I totally forgot about this. Yes. There's a few folks that might know something about this right here. One of them is Brian Hanks. With the Brian Hanks Show, he is very familiar with this. This is a trophy, for those of you that don't know, that was won by Team Additive America at the 2000 year here. It was around the COVID's time, where there was a kickball tournament at Granger Stadium. If you don't know, there is a upcoming kickball tournament going to happen at Granger Stadium as well.
Yeah. So Chamber of Commerce is putting on a kickball tournament, which is amazing, and looking for teams, trying to get some teams together. But I've asked down there in Pink Hill if we get some business. I haven't got a whole lot of feedback from it, but still holding out. But I told Zach, obviously he's the champion.
Reigning.
Can I be on his team? I'll even sit on the bench. But if you're interested in something like that, and it's always fun. I mean, people play softball and they get real serious about it, but this is one of those things that you can get out there and just have a great time doing. We're not very competitive.
Yeah, you can come by and have a great time, but I'll be there playing to win.
Yeah.
So again, and we might not leave. This is the official announcement that Team Additive is back. We've teamed up with Pete. We've got some other people as well. If you're interested in joining, we're having tryouts. It's not again, we're in it to win it, just like we are here. You don't show up as a returning champ and not be ready to play. Looking for challenges. Hopefully a team shows up and just kicks our teeth in, because that would be awesome. That would mean they'd be a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I'm not the most athletic person, but I still like to hustle. Hopefully I don't blow a knee or a hip out.
Yep.
Will your knee be fixed by then, or are we running on old knee?
I'll take it with the old knee.
Generally.
Yeah. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. That's what they
right.
told us, right? So pain is just weakness. Right. We're going to work through that, and we're going to, hopefully I will contribute what I can. Yeah. So with that tournament, go see Vicky. Go talk to Sarah over there at the chamber and sign up, or you can visit me on my page, on the official Pink Hill page. I've got the information up on there. One more plug. Mm-hmm. We have the Extravaganza Spring Festival coming up in Pink Hill, and you can go either to the Pink Hill Spring Festival page or my page. All the information's on there. We've got a ton of vendors again. We have the Cat 5 band coming, R&R Brewery, a bunch of entertainment through the day, cornhole tournament.
Gary Wojcicki, there you go.
Yeah, so if you know anybody.
There's a Kinston Cornhole group on Facebook you need to hit up. Gary Wojcicki, he's a chiropractor here in town. Mm. He's recently addicted to cornhole.
Gary.
Yeah.
Please.
Perfect situation.
Get in touch with me. I'm pretty easy to find. Get in touch with me. We'd love to have you out there.
I would ask him if he'd wanted to join the team, but he's got a bum knee, so probably not the best guy for our squad, but he'd be cool with me saying that.
Yeah.
I had to go to him because I was wrestling so much, and I was wrestling this thing in LaGrange, and I had to wrestle Everett Rouse, and can't give up points, man. Can't give up a takedown on some high school kid. So he kind of put me in a situation. I kind of rolled the wrong way. I kind of was trapped going to my left, and I was like, well, the only way out of this is to go to my right. My mind is still 17, 18 years old.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So I went really hard the other way, and I got the takedown. Wasn't going to allow some incoming junior take me down. But definitely destroyed something in my neck. And then, of course, I stood up from that and was like, ooh, that hurt. And then they were like, Channing was standing there, and he's his older brother. And I was like, what? This is crap. Like, dude, you're not even in school anymore. Like, but I had to wrestle. So I just like did a little dive move with the leg, and it's like, oh, like, Dave couldn't. And so like 2 weeks went by, and I was crying all the time. I had to start going in, but he's really good.
So look, I don't wrestle, never have wrestled. But I've watched them, and I got to tell you that it takes a special person to get down and get on a mat with somebody and know that person can put you in compromising positions too. Yeah. So I'm always impressed by those kind of things because I didn't even dive into that. It was never, it wasn't really huge where I was from anyway.
Right.
I think soccer was bigger than wrestling up there.
Wow, yeah.
So
that's what I liked about it the most, though, was not only am I training to do this thing, and hopefully I can go and do it against a person in a one-on-one situation in a gym of screaming parents.
Yeah.
But it was the most rewarding thing ever to me. Is what I liked about it was this person that I'm going against spends a lot of time trying to put me in situations and in physical scenarios that I don't want to be in, and to go out, step right there, look someone right in the eyes, and know that no one's within 17 feet of you to help, and it's you versus them, and there's no stopping it unless you get pinned, which is the worst thing that can happen to you in your entire life. It's the worst. Losing sucks. Getting pinned is like times 10. It's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. Like I made a point. I didn't get pinned my whole senior year, which is like a thing.
Pretty impressive.
I actually was in one of my matches, but they didn't call it. I rolled out. But yeah, my dad reminds me of that one. I remember that one where that dude had you and you were like, eek, and you got out of it? I was like, yeah, that dude definitely
had me. It's the closest ones to us that always remind us of things we don't want.
He does all the time. But yeah, I absolutely love that stuff. It's like it builds a warrior mentality very quickly because it's put up or shut up accountability on 10s right now. Because did you run like all the run? Did you do all the running you said you did? Because you're about to find out in the third period when you can't breathe and that guy's still going strong. I loved it. I genuinely enjoyed it, and like trying to break people's minds was, to me, the coolest feeling ever was when you were like wrestling someone and you could feel them quit trying.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, and you can always see a person, man. You can always look at a person and know when they're deflated.
Oh, just love breaking people, man. Yeah. It was like the coolest feeling ever. And knowing that they spend 5 days to 6 days, 7 days a week training to try and make me do that. So it's not like you're just like anyone can go get in a fight at like the playground and pick some random kid and thump them and be like, yeah, look at that. You're doing it in a wrestling situation against the kids that are also going and preparing themselves because they think they're tough.
And their rules.
Yeah,
there are rules. You can't do certain things. Like you can't like fish hook somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't.
You can't. Yeah. It's super fun. I love it. I definitely say it's the best. It's the best sport you can put your kid in for sure.
Yeah.
And even if they're not good at it, it just
builds character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you not care a lot about other things.
It builds confidence too.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my thing. I was actually like a very unconfident wrestler. That was my biggest problem was I would think about it too much, and then I'd get in my head. And I have like the most second place trophies of anyone I've ever known because like going through and getting to the finals was whatever, just wrestling matches. And then you get to the finals, you sit there and you wait for like 2.5 hours for that match, and by the time that would come up, I'd figure out 9 ways that guy was probably going to beat me, and then I did it all the damn time.
Yeah.
I just couldn't mentally get over that. And then like I wrestled my last match in high school before I even turned 18, which sucked because like I had a dude on my team that was in my grade that was 19, and I was 17. We were both seniors. Like, this is crap.
Yeah.
So I begged my parents to hold me back before I went into high school, but they wouldn't do it. I was like, please put me in 8th grade again. And they were like, no, dude, like get out of the house. And I was like, no, I want to be really good.
We're done with you.
Yeah, like get out. So, but yeah, I love it. I love it. Anyway, I digress from that. Again,
kickball tournament
coming. I think it's like the first
May 2nd, isn't it?
May 2nd, something like that.
I believe it's May 2nd.
So yeah, you can check that all out on the now known as the Lenore County Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah,
rebrand.
Amazing thing, they stopped being just the Kinston, and they've included the county, which needs to happen a whole lot more in a whole lot of places. So we do appreciate that.
Yeah, it was cool.
April 8th, extravaganza. with the Spring Hill Festival and Pink Hill Spring Festival. Sorry, car show. Man, we're having a hard time getting people to register for the car show.
Really?
Don't know why, but we've opened it up for everybody: trucks, cars, motorcycles, whatever. So if you've got something and you want to come on down and show it, there'll be prizes. I know the ladies on the festival committee are doing a bang-up job of getting things together. They always have. I mean, the Winter Festival was amazing, even though the weather kind of got in the way. A
little wintry.
Yeah, but still it was cool. Snow machines, kicking it, doing it.
I like that.
So this one will be great. We're starting off with a Easter egg hunt for all ages in different areas. And then, obviously going to the festivities. And like I said, Gary's cornhole tournament.
He'll be there.
Anybody, come on down. I mean, we do love to have people down there in Pink Hill. So come on down and get involved down there and see what we got to offer.
Sweet. There you go. And go check out the park when it opens too, because, why not?
Yeah, a lot of people worked hard down there, and we appreciate everybody that had their hand in it. It doesn't matter who you were. We appreciate everybody. So.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man.
Well, cool, dude.
Thanks for having me.
For sure. Anytime. It's an open invitation.
Come back. You know that.
All the time, man. Absolutely. Well, cool. Thank you all for checking this out. This was episode 46 of Kicking It with Zac Holcomb with Pete Fantini. Hope you all had a good time. We'll catch up with you on episode 47.